Hello everyone. It's Maddie with SpectrumArtCreations.com, and I've got a really quick tutorial for you guys today, one that has been requested by you guys, which is the calendar, the pups calendar. So this is a reusable calendar. We are of course going to do one for 2025 since that is the year that we're heading into. However, you can make these for any year, and more importantly, you can reuse the base year after year after year and simply change either just the calendar itself on the bottom or even just the pages completely. So if next year you want to do flowers or you want to do another theme, you most certainly can do that and still continue to use the base. So let me show you our project for today. It is this awesome calendar which allows for your pages. I'm just going to kind of flip through them. Kind of difficult as I'm trying to show it not standing up. Okay, gorgeous dimensional features on each page. Yes, they are dimensional. And it is a collapsible base too. So it allows for it to be collapsed and stored away or shipped if you want to use it as a gift for this upcoming season and year. Okay, so again, it's going to be very quick. We are going to jump right into creating it. I am going to be using the following materials, which most of our buyers from our live sales here on YouTube or from our online store already have. Quite a few of you have it. If you don't, we might still have some of it available in store, so make sure you go check it out. We're going to be using the beautiful Distress Plaid Pad by Creative Expressions. This is a design by Tailor Made Journals. A wonderful artist and creator. Now, as you can see, I do have some leftovers from the pages that I've already cut up, but the pad, excuse me, comes with 24 designs, which means that I still have plenty of pages to go ahead and create some more. Okay, then in addition to that, we're going to need a calendar. Now, this calendar I printed from printacalendar.com. It is available in our Facebook group. So if you would like a free download of it, you can go to the downloads in the Facebook group. Again, the Facebook group is Spectrum Art Creation Friends. Don't forget the friends at the end. I will have more info at the end with all of this repeated, so don't worry if you missed it or if you just want to jump right into creating. But again, this digital is available for print also from our Facebook group. And then I'm going to be using, of course, the Picnic Pups from Katie Sue. It includes the 24 puppies. Now, you get two of each because there's 12, which was perfect, right, for the calendar. And it has beagles and border collies and, let's see, Cavalier, King Charles Spaniel, and Cockapoos, and Cocker Spaniels, and Corgis, and Retrievers, and German Shepherds, and Dachshunds, and so much more, okay? You get two of each, so I have a whole nother set left after making my calendar. Now, you get so much dimension. Let me show you what it includes. So you get the main panels, two of each. They're kind of stuck together. There is no fussy cutting. Everything just pops out. As you can see, it's ready to pop right off the pages. So you get 24 total of those. And then you get the layering pieces. So for example, if you're doing, I think this is the, I'm not sure. I think this is the beagle. So I'll go with the beagle because I know that. So if you're doing the beagle, all of these pieces are for the beagle. Just all of these are for one card. I found that to be a little overwhelming. It was very dimensional for what I wanted to do for the calendar. So guess what? I used half this way, and then the other half, I went ahead and created extras. So for example, this little guy here, all of these pieces belong to just this one guy here. And look, I got plenty of dimension on here. See all that great dimension? And I got plenty of dimension on here as well. You know, my cup is dimensional, the oranges, the cherries, his little head. And then on here, I have, again, so I managed to get 2 out of 1 set. Um, and so I'm saving these because I think I'm going to do some cards. I could do another calendar, but I think I might do some cards with them. So again, I was able to get double from just one of the sets, and it includes 2 sets. So really, you can get 4 out of each puppy. Isn't that crazy? It just includes a whole lot. And again, no fussy cutting. Everything just pops right out. So it is a really great collection to work with. Okay, so that's what I'm going to be working on. The decoration is quite simple and straightforward. We'll do that at the end. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is get started on the base, because I think that is probably um, the most important piece for us to get to. And so we'll do that together. I will try to link or at least put information cards on the bottom for anything that I'm using, so that in case you have questions, I know what that's like. Sometimes we're new, we're not familiar with what's being used or what it's called. I will put the info cards here on the bottom of the screen for anything that I use to try and hopefully assist you with that as well. And then just as a reminder, of course, at the end of the video, I will have more information for you, as well as stay tuned because we're doing gift card giveaways. So stay tuned to the end and I'll share more about those gift cards with you. Okay, let's gather up our supplies. We're going to need these. Other than that, very basic things like black chipboard and some black cardstock. Again, that depends on the color of the base you want to use. I thought black was pretty neutral, so no matter what I decide what pages, if I want to change these out later, the black will always be perfect, right? For no matter what collection I choose. You'll need some of the rings and some glue. And if you want to ink, you can go ahead and get your inks together, a paper trimmer. Um, Golly, that's about it. A crocodile for punching out your holes, or a hole puncher, and some black cardstock. I think I said that already. So yeah, it's very basic. Let's get started. Let's clean up and let's go. For the base, we're going to need some chipboard. This is my Graphic 45 black 12 by 12 chipboard pack. It comes with 10 sheets. It is my favorite chipboard in the world. It's just perfect. It's not too heavy to the point where your guillotines or your trimmers are going to struggle. And it's not too flimsy to the point where, your projects will not have the strength that you need. So I absolutely love this for album covers, for everything. And we carry it both in black and in the craft color too. So you definitely want to have some of this in your stash all the time. Okay, so for the base, we're going to cut some pieces. I usually like to use my guillotine, but you know what? Let's give our trimmer a shot. If it doesn't work, well, you know what? I'll switch. This is the Works all-in-one station, which I absolutely love as well. Right, we're going to need an 8.5 a piece. We're going to start with 8.5. And let's see how it fares. Oh, see? Very good. Let's just zip one more time just in case. And now that we've got our 8.5, wait, is that 8.5? Yes, 8.5. I'm going to make the base at 5. So let's go ahead and cut some 5-inch pieces out of that. So that's one. Here is 2. Okay. And then we'll need 4 of those total. So let's get another sheet once again. And don't ever throw these away. These are excellent. And we are actually going to use some of these. So 8.5. And then again, 5. We need 2 pieces, 2 more that are going to be 5. 5. Uh-oh. Did I not cut all the way through? Oh, yeah, it did. Didn't look like I had. And 5 again, just in case. Okay. All right. So we have our 4 pieces that again are 8.5 by 5. Okay, let's put those off to the side. Now for the bottom, we're going to need 2 pieces that are going to be 1 3/4 by 5. So let's see if we have anything here that we can use. Yes, we could use that. We could probably use both of these actually. Yeah, they're 2 inches. I'm trying to think, but you know what? Yeah, that's fine. We'll use these. Let's go ahead and cut them down to 5. Okay, not that one. And another one at 5. Okay, and then let's see, we can trim this to 1 3/4. Okay, 1 3/4 and 1 3/4. This one as well. Oh, there we go. Okay, so again, 2 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 5. Yep, perfect. And let's set those off to the side. Next, we're going to need some cardstock. So I'm going to bring in my black cardstock again. Well, these we won't need, so we can throw those out. But save these because they're always great for reinforcers. Okay, let me get my black cardstock, which I just had somewhere. We have all kinds of different black cardstock, by the way, from 49 and Market to Color Book to others. But let's gather up some black here. And now what we're going to need is going to be a piece that's going to be 6 by 5. So let's cut, I could have trimmed that piece, but that's okay. It doesn't matter. All right, let's do 6 inches. Okay. And then we're going to do 5. 6 by 5. You guessed it, right? The width of our calendar is going to be 5 inches. Okay, so a 6 by 5 piece, we're going to put that off to the side for now. We are going to score it, but I want to get all the cutting out of the way basically, or at least the base. And then we're going to need a piece that is going to be a 2 by 5. So we have 6 here. Let's just do 2. It doesn't matter which side you cut it out of. 2, and then I'm going to turn it and cut to 5. Okay, and I'm going to save that off to the side. And that pretty much concludes the cutting for our base. So let's just go ahead and put this. Don't go too far with it because of course we have to cut our pages, but we'll do that next. Like I said, let's work on the base first, get that done, and then we can work on our pages next. Well, silly me, I forgot to, I just finished telling you guys that we were going to score, and here I put my station away. We're going to be scoring the cardstock piece that we just cut, the one that is 2 by 5. Okay, we're going to be scoring that. Now, let me think. Oh, hang on. Sorry. I just grabbed the wrong piece. I almost messed it up. 6 inches. Thank goodness I stopped to think. We're going to score the 6 by 5. Okay. So we're going to turn this. Let me think about it so I don't mess you up. The 5 inch, right? Yes. We're going to turn it to the 5 inch. You know what? It might be easier for you guys because This scoreboard is easy. I love it because it has like the eighths and all that. But it kind of throws people off, I've been told, when it's on video because the measurements go this way. So maybe I'll get my other one, which the measurements go from left to right. Let me get that, just for the sake of making it easy for us all. Okay, so we're going to put our 6-inch at the top. So can you see that now? The 6 inches here, right? 1 to 6. And then the 5-inch is right here. So this is the 5-inch. Okay, and I'm going to think about what I'm doing. I'm going to grab my stylus tip tool. And what we're going to do is we're going to score at 1 inch. Okay, so 1 inch. Can you see the one right there? Again, 1 inch. I like to double score or triple score mine. Instead of going for the kill, I do it lightly, and then I kind of come in and make that a little deeper. That just prevents the paper from breaking. Then we're going to leave 4 inches. And so what we're going to do is we're going to come from the right-hand side and score at 5. So 1 inch in, right? Okay. So what that does is it gives us an inch on the left and on the right. Now in the center, we've got 4 inches. So we're going to score right at the middle, which is going to be 3 inches. So basically we're scoring at 1, 3, and 5. Excuse me. So 1, 3, 5. Just think odd numbers. Okay. So it's going to look something like this. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. That is easy enough, right? We're going to burnish that down. We're going to go up. We're going to create a W. Let me make sure. Hang on. Let me make sure. And then up. Yes. And then up. So all of the folds are up. It's been a little bit since I made that calendar, so I'm trying to remember now. I've done quite a bit since then. So I'm trying to take my time to make sure I do not mess this up for any of us. And we're going to bone fold that. This is my ergonomic bone folder. Excellent for my hands. Okay, and so as I mentioned, it's going to look like a W, okay? And that's a very important shape because I'm going to keep referring to that as a W. Now, if you have a white core paper like I do here, then you probably want to ink that up. If it bothers you and you just want it to be a solid black like this one here, then you can ink that up, okay? So let me go ahead and do that. And then we're going to come back with all of the pieces now, and we're going to put it together really quick and easy. I'm going to use my Graphic 45 hybrid ink and my luxurious ugly paper plate here, which catches all of my little crumbles. Again, if you've been here for a while, watching us or crafting along or joining us for our live craft along. So if you've watched me craft at any point, you've probably seen this ugly, ugly paper. And I get such a kick out of folks always saying, you know, like, there goes the paper plate. It is. It's so funny. But it works, you know. I used to always have all these crumbles all over my desk. And then when I would go to clean them, you know, you end up smearing them with the ink anyway. And then you have a hot mess on your desk. And then one day I just picked up this paper plate. I actually started with a styrofoam plate. And then, you know, I've used a few different ones since then. And so it works. Hey, you know, I mean, I'm sure we could probably find some nice cool tray or something, and I probably should for the sake of not having such an ugly plate. But if it works and you have it in your house, why not use it, right? That's my whole thing. Okay, I'm just kind of making sure we really are not going to see any of this. This is just me being silly. All we're going to see is the sides here. So, all right. And then, oh, you know what? We do have to also, I forgot, we have to score this one as well. So this one is the other piece that we cut, right? That's the only other cardstock that we've cut, which was 2 inches by 5. And we're just going to score that right down the middle at 1. Okay. Again, we're scoring right down the middle at 1. And we're going to bone fold that. And we're going to ink up those white sides there. And the top we are going to see, so if you have, I don't have any cracking, but if you happen to have any cracking there at the top, you want to ink that. We won't see any of this, so the rest of it doesn't really matter if you feel like you're already there, so just do that, but we won't see any of that. Okay, that was easy, right? Easy cuts, easy scores. The whole thing is easy. I just realized I see some white right here I missed. Yeah, we won't see that anyway, so only the sides. I just realized why I probably missed it because we won't see it. Okay, we ready? All right, let's get this thing put together. So gather your adhesive of choice. You can use a permanent adhesive, preferably, of course, because you want this thing to, like I said, stand the test of time and years. Time, get it? That's funny. Um, you want it to stand the test of time throughout the years to be reusable. So let's make sure we use something permanent. For that, I am going to be using my precision glue press. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and make this super easy to do. So we're going to take it one step at a time and we'll get it right the first time. I promise you. Let me just make sure that I kind of look at my quick notes here, which are more like chicken scratches, by the way. So we're going to start by gluing our connector at the top. For that, we're going to need 2 of these panels, right? 2 of the chipboard ones, and then that little smaller one. And that's going to be our connector here at the top. Now, depending on your cuts, you might need to trim a little bit, or not. I don't know if you're very, very precise. I was more like zip, zip, kind of quick. That's pretty accurate, okay? So that's going to get glued, and that's what's going to create that tent effect right at the top. So the cardstock are going to be our connectors. So let's go ahead and make that little peak by once again adding our glue. Uh-oh. Oh, hang on. I haven't used this since yesterday. Let me open it up. Should flow now. Unless I'm at I might be getting towards the end of the bottle. It feels kind of light. It's kind of overkill. Okay. And with that, we're going to adhere. There's no top or bottom, obviously, so it doesn't matter which one we pick. Just kind of line it up. You might want to stand it up just to create a really nice, straight line on there. We can press down, we can burnish it down if we need to. That should be sufficient. And then we're going to open up this other side and we're going to do it again. Pretty easy, isn't it? These are fun because you can make quite a few of these, right? Kind of like all lined up, and then make them for friends and family, your doctor's office, vet's office. This would be great for a vet, or, technician or dog lover. Okay, and there we have our little beautiful connector there, okay? Easy enough, perfectly aligned. If you see anything, mine just happened to be perfect. That's not always the case. If you need to trim something, feel free to grab your scissors and do it that way. Or at this point, you are still able to open this fully. You can go ahead and grab your scissor too and use your paper knife and then just, slice off anything that you feel might be sticking out a bit. But I lucked out. Okay, now we are going to go ahead and collapse this, meaning we're going to flatten it out, because what we're going to do next is do our holes. Okay, so go ahead and grab your crocodile and some eyelets. I'm going to go get mine and I'll be right back. Okay, we've got our crocodile, we've got some eyelids. I've got them in my magnetic bowl because otherwise I tend to lose things, of course. And so what we need to do is we need to do a little bit of measuring. I was gonna say I lost my ruler again. All right, now what I did previously is I went about an inch, okay, on the inside. So an inch from there and an inch from here, which would mean 1 and 4, okay? Let me bring that up because of the glare. So again, I'm going 1 inch from the left-hand side, which would put me at 1. And then I'm going 1 inch from the right-hand side, which would put me at 4. As far as how low I went about 3/8 of an inch from the top because I wanted to have, some room here at the bottom. See that? So my pages wouldn't hit the desk. So if we just go about 3/8 of an inch, which is right under that half an inch mark. See? Again, if you do not have this ruler, you need it. This is like the best ruler in the world, but there is my 3/8 of an inch right below the 1.5. Okay? I'm sorry, half, not 1.5. Okay, so grab a pencil and we're gonna kind of get an idea that this is our height here. 3/8 of an inch, somewhere around here. Oh, right here. 3/8 of an inch and 3/8 of an inch over here. I'm kind of making a light marking, and then that's going to help me level this out. I'm going to come in at 1 and at 4, following that little line I had made. Okay, so it looks something like so. You see my little tick marks to kind of help me level, and then you see my markings are at 1 inch and at, let me center, 1 and 4, okay? All right, we can erase this if we want. A very light pencil mark. Okay, and then we can go ahead and use our crocodile. We're going to use the larger of the two holes, and we're going to punch our hole through both of the pieces together. And what that does is it gives us a perfect match. Okay, so we know front and back are going to be perfectly aligned, and I'm trying to do this on camera and see at the same time. It's not the easiest thing to do. Okay, they're perfectly aligned, and our rings are not going to have to struggle through the holes. Now, if you want to add eyelets, you most certainly can. I didn't on my first one. I guess I'll do it on this one just to kind of show you that it's quite simple. I usually like to take a pencil, by the way, here's a tip, and kind of use it, push in onto my holes just to kind of expand that paper a little bit and see, then I don't have to fight with it, right? Now, I think it's kind of overkill, but again, if you want to use this over and over and over and over and over and over again, and never ever have to worry about that there might be a tear, or maybe somebody will just kind of come in and be a little rough with it. Maybe if some kids are going to be playing with it, or if you're making it for a child, this might be a good option for sure. Okay, so again, the inside, I'm not even worried about adding my little rings. I hardly ever use the little rings anyway. But again, we're not going to really see the inside, so not too worried. If you struggle with eyelids sometimes, you know, going in and your fingers, then my suggestion is to use a pencil and gently, as you saw, just kind of work that paper, okay? Okay, so now we have our eyelids in place. Yes. Easy, right? Look at that. Cool. Pretty easy. Okay, we're going to set these off to the side because we are going to need them. For the pages, we are going to be using those, okay? Now, we're going to add the connector to the bottom. This, don't do it yet. I'm just showing you. This is going to go here, right? Which is what's going to connect our bottom. But before we do that, we do need to insert some stabilizers. Obviously, this is cardstock, and we want this, again, to really be nice and sturdy. So we're going to be adding the 2 panels that we cut that will fit perfectly within those. Now, you'll notice that they're slightly narrower, right? Why is that? Well, because we have to allow for this to fold, plus we have to allow for this to sit here. See that? Okay. And also we have to allow for this fold. So when you add these on, leave enough room here, and you don't have to leave that much room here in the center. You can leave just a little sliver, but definitely give yourself some room here to allow this, when we go to add it on, to sit in there. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and glue those on. These are going to go on the inside here of the W, right at the top. And I just noticed there's a little bit of a fuzzy there. If that ever happens, use your nail file just to kind of catch anything that might have, that was it, that might have been left behind. This is just going to make that base that much sturdier. Again, I'm going more towards the center here. I'm going to stand it up to ensure that I have it nice and lined up, leaving just a little space in the center so that when it closes, these two are not bumping, right? When it, not it closes, when it flattens, these two are not bumping, see? Leave a little bit of space on there. Use your bone folder if you feel like you need to burnish that down. Do this on the other side again. Same thing. And coming closer to the center than the right-hand side, using my table to level it off. Okay. Let me get my bone folder. Ensure that we have good contact, okay? Again, I can see that they're not touching when they're open, and I've left enough room here for my next panels. Okay, good so far. Easy? Super easy. I promise you this was going to be easy. Okay, now we're going to bring this and we're going to put this on here. Now you'll notice that now we can see this and we can see this. Is it ugly? Is it horrible? Is it the end of the universe? It is not. So you can leave it that way if you want. However, you can also insert your reinforcements. You know what I just realized? I made a slight boo-boo and I went ahead and told you to do the holes before we inserted those panels. But again, listen, paper crafting, it's the easiest fixes in the world, right? We can always fix it. And you might have been scratching your head, some of you going, wait a minute, what are those other panels for? Well, you know, let's keep it real because it's just the way it is. Sometimes not everything is perfect. And I would love to show you how we work around that. So we're going to adhere this on there, right? Again, making sure my left and my right look pretty even. Again, if you want to stand it up, you can just to tap it in. But more importantly, I'm making sure I am also making contact with the table. You can still open it up once it's pretty much in place and use your bone folder if you'd like. And then we're going to do the same thing on this side. Again, it's going to go on the outside. Okay. All right. Now, like I said, does it look terrible the way it is? No, there's nothing wrong with it at all. You can leave it just the way it is. But you can also hide those connectors, right? If you'd like. I'm going to fold this because I have a little bit of over gluing here. So I'm going to bring in my double tips silicone tip and ball stylus tool just to clean that up. And now we've got our base basically done. Now, again, these were supposed to go in before we did the eyelids. So you would have done everything except for the holes. The same thing, just no holes. You would have collapsed this. You would have punched your holes. Then you would have put this in, you know, etc., etc. Anyway, it doesn't matter. If we want to add them, we most certainly still can. They will not be able to be this, you know, as tall as this. So we would basically just trim about, what, let's see. I'm going to mark it just by lining it up here up to my eyelids. And then by marking here at the bottom with a pencil. And we would need to trim it to 8 instead of 8.5, which is what we had done. So let's bring the trimmer back real quick. And we will trim those just so you see how quickly we can still hide those seams. Again, they are not ugly. Okay, so if you feel like that's good, then that's good. But if you feel like you want to hide them and also help reinforce the chipboard, then we can. We're going to cut at 8. Jeez Louise. I'm on a roll tonight, aren't I? Hang on. I'm going to love this video. This should be like the bloopers video, except I am not going to cut out anything. We're going to leave it the way it is and keep it real. Because, you know, part of what we do is overcoming situations, right? It's not just, oh, look at, I can do a perfect project, but rather, you know, I boo-booed it. Now what do I do? That's what this should be called. How to boo-boo and still make it right. So again, I'm using a nail file to clean up that extra little bit that kind of got stuck there at the top. One little stubborn piece. There we go. Easy. Clean up. And now we're going to bring this in. And if you like the way it looks on the outside, you know, it's a little bit kind of more masculine. If you like it that way, you can glue these panels on the inside too. But we're going to glue them on the outside just for the sake of time. Actually, I'm not angry. This is a much easier way to do it than having to fight through multiple panels. You know, especially if you have a crocodile. Crocodile will go through just about anything, right? They are just amazing tools. However, maybe you have a regular hole puncher and this whole time you're going, I don't want to, you know, cut through all that, or my hole puncher or my hands, no way are they going to cut through all that. Well, guess what? We just found a workaround too for you. Again, I'm using the table to kind of just tap it in, making sure it's nice and level on the bottom, and then I'm walking it up. I'm going to use my bone folder, if I can find it again. I keep putting it away. I'm one of those clean as you go crafters, and it's nice because, you know, you don't have a big old mess on the desk, but then again, you know, then you need stuff and you're like, oh yeah, I put that away. All right, there's that one. Let's do the other side. Okay. Easy fix, right? And more options. So, all right, again, I'm going to stand this up. I'm going to line it up left and right, tap it onto my table to make sure it's nice and even on the bottom, because that's what's really going to show. Up here, we're not really going to see much. Okay. My bone folder, good contact. And that is pretty easy. Now, there is one more optional piece. Where's my Okay. Did we not cut a 2x5? We did, right? What did I do with it? Well, either I misplaced it or I don't know. I don't I don't remember if we cut it. So I'm just gonna bring, I am losing it, guys. I'm gonna bring one of my pieces from my chipboard. This is optional, by the way. As you can see, the album sits quite well. I mean, the calendar sits quite well as it is. However, if you want to have a piece on the bottom that's going to help strengthen that base, what you want to do is you need your 5-inch width, right? Okay. I am just now having one of those moments. Where's the, I don't know. Wait. It's a 4x5. What am I doing? Oh, this is going to be a blooper reel for sure. I don't know. Okay. I might have not told you to cut it. Okay. Anyway, let's cut a 4x5. You guys are probably cracking up right now, aren't you? Like, what is wrong with Maddie? I'm usually such an organized person. Okay, well, we're not going to wonder. We're going to move on. We're going to cut a 4x5. Now, the width we know is going to be fine. However, your 4-inch might need some adjusting. This piece goes in here. See what I mean? Might need adjusting because this piece is going to be a little tight going in here. So kind of keep that in mind. Your 5 will not change because we know this is 5 no matter what it is, right? But the 4-inch, you might need to trim back a sliver just to ensure that it fits. So I'm going to go with, you know what? Let's do, how much do I think I need in here? I could just measure the bottom. That might not be the perfect. I'm going to go on the inside of that. What if we do 3 7/8? 3 7/8. Just shave a sliver and see what happens. This might require, okay, that was perfect actually. So I'm glad I didn't go smaller than that. So shave a little sliver. And what this does is you can see that now this will not fold. So, you know, it cannot collapse anymore. Remove it and it will collapse, right? So it's kind of like a stabilizer piece, if you would. Okay, so that is a total optional piece. And then, of course, when you go to mail it or store it, all you have to do is simply lift that piece, fold it, mail it. You can just include that piece along with it. And I'm sure when the recipient gets it, they'll be like, what is that for? Oh, yeah, look at that. It fits right on the bottom. Now I have a stabilizer, so it cannot collapse no matter how much push on it, right? Okay. Let's move on to our next phase because now that we've got the base done, it's a matter of creating our pages. So let's put those together really, really quick. That was it. That was the bulk of the work, guys. So, and it was a whole lot of fun. All right, let's continue on with pages. Okay, the monthly pages are quite simple. I promise. I think. Let's see. This has been an adventure, hasn't it? I'm going to put everything off to the side to kind of start with a clean area. We know we have our base there. That is good to go. So let's go ahead and start with some black cardstock. Now, I know I had some pieces left over somewhere, but I'm just going to grab a fresh page. Oh, actually, here's that one piece. I did find it. Okay, these are going to be, now, let me start by showing you this. Our pad is 8 inches, right? It is an 8 by 8. So we want to I created this calendar and everything to match or to fit an 8x8. So you can use 8x8 or you can use 12x12. Of course, I highly recommend that you get this gorgeousness, the distressed plaid pad, because it is just gorgeous. And funny enough, it worked with the pups because the pups have like picnic, what is that front cover piece? Have the little checkered, you know, plaid like type of picnic blankets, right? So cute. Too adorable. And because of that, I thought, oh, this is so nice because it kind of gives, I mean, look at this thing. Isn't that gorgeous? But here's the thing. This could be good for Christmas. This could be good all year round. And it's got so many beautiful, beautiful colors. A bit grungy, a bit vintage, right? So, anywho, super fun. But it is an 8x8. Let me remove these because we're not going to use these right now. I'm probably going to use these for those. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put them together so they're ready to go for my next project. Okay, we need an 8x8 is what we're going to be using. So because of that, I designed the pages to fit not only this, and of course the calendar is built around that same paper pad. These are going to be 4 3/4, which we have enough of. See, 4 3/4 by 8 1/4, which of course we have enough of. If you do not have 12x12s, although we have plenty of 12x12s in black and all kinds of solid colors too, you can also use an A4 size, a regular printer size. Again, I designed that also keeping that in mind. So let me get my trimmer. And we are going to cut our black cardstock. Okay, so we're going to do an 8 1/4. We're going to need 12 pages, right? 8 1/4 by 4 3/4. 4 3/4. Okay, so these are going to be our pages. See? They're going to come all the way up here, and it's going to have just enough room for it to flip, and an 8x8 is going to fit perfectly on there. Now, decorative paper. Obviously, I'm not going to cut all 12. You guys got the measurements now, and you get the idea. I'm going to show you how to do one. And then we're going to cut, just pick this last one. The decorative paper, we're going to cut, we're going to leave at 8, so the 8 stands. We're going to cut at 4 1/2, and it's up to you. Do you want to cut this way? Do you want to cut this way? It depends what kind of orientation or your look you're going for. So in this case, let's go ahead and just cut a 4 1/2. I just love this paper. Oh, I love this brown side. Either side is gorgeous. 4 1/2 by 8. So I'm just going to trim the little header up here. Okay. Now, once again, you can come in and ink up your pages, right? Grab your ink pad and ink up all your borders. I'm trying to think. I think I used maybe a walnut. Yeah, some kind of a brown is what I used, I believe, or maybe a combination of black and brown. And then as you can see, they're going to fit just perfect, right? Okay, so again, we're not going to put the pages together because I know you guys can do this totally on your own. Simply go around inking them and then gluing them together. And then what we're going to do is we're going to insert our eyelet. So eyelets. I'll show you how to do that. So let's pretend that this is glued on here, okay? Let me collapse this again. Now, I can give you measurements for what I've done, but again, what if you punch just a little to the left, a little to the right, a little lower, a little higher? No way to guarantee, right? So the easiest way to do this is this. You're going to take, oh, you know what? We need a binder clip. Hang on, let me get a binder clip super quick. Okay, Bind it foot to the rescue. We're going to line this up at the top, okay? You could use your fingers to kind of make sure that you're leveled, and then you're going to look left and right and center it, okay? Kind of distributing that leftover in between the two sides. If you want to use a ruler, by all means, go for it. But honestly, I promise you, it doesn't have to be all that precise. Like it, you can do it without. How's that? However, if you're feeling sure and you're like, no, Maddie, you don't understand, I will get it wrong. Well, then use a ruler. I'm simply going to check that I am pretty much straight. You can see that I am. I actually could go a little bit more to the right. But again, see, that like smidge is not going to make any difference whatsoever in the long run. Now, if you're completely crooked, well, yeah, that's going to matter. But see, there we go. That looks perfect. Again, I have the ability for this to rest without hitting the desk, which is what I'm after. I know I'm leveled up here. Now, we're going to flip it. And we're going to grab a pencil. And we're going to mark our holes. This is going to ensure that yours matches what you're making perfect. Doesn't have to match mine. It has to match yours. And there, now we have our holes. So now, of course, we bring our crocodile and we center those holes. Try to keep it on camera. And we punch. And then we insert our eyelets, right? Now, again, remember, this is supposed to be on already. So you're pretending with me that this is already on, right? Don't just start doing this without first adhering those. Don't miss that important step. And then your eyelets will go through both of these, right? Because this would have been glued when you did your markings. It would have given you the position right with this panel already on board. And then your eyelids would go right on there, right? Wherever those holes may be. All right, then that concludes the 12 pages. So again, pretend that you've already done all 12. Pretend that they are all set to go. Now it's just a matter of creating our pups. So once again, the pups are pretty self-explanatory. Once you get the collection, you'll simply pop out all the pieces and you will decide how many layers do you want to go up on these. Is this sufficient? Oh, well, actually, let me take out the rings and that'll show you. I can build it from scratch. Okay. And we're almost done. I mean, we're basically done. How easy was this, right? Super easy. What takes a little bit more time, honestly, is just doing your pages. And then the pages are complicated, but just, you know, inking them and that kind of thing, right? So again, this is the original base. You can see this base does not have eyelets, and you can see that this mat covers the whole thing, not just the bottom, right? So again, just a different look, but, and let me remove this so we can play around with them and not keep them stiff. Okay, so this is now this, right? I put together my pups. I decided how much dimension that I want, oops, for each of my cards. So in this one, I did the, let's see, I did the doggy, the bowl, and the soda can. I'm assuming it's a pop, right? It looks like soda to me. So super adorable, plenty of dimension without being overwhelming. And then the other half I saved. Let's find the German Shepherd. German Shepherd, where are you? Here we go. So for this one, I saved the other half, which was the doggy's head and the salad bowl. See, I still have dimension, and now I can make some really cutie patootie, either mini cards or, you know, gift card holders or even just taller, slim cards, right? By adding some bases. So I just figured that I didn't need that much dimension. You might think, oh yeah, baby, let's bring it and just create some really great dimension. Most certainly can. What I did for that is when I went to adhere mine, I distributed here and here evenly. I wasn't too worried about here, you know, because I think a nice gap there would be nice. So I think I did a quarter of an inch, yeah, from the bottom and a quarter of an inch from the eyelid, okay? But again, if you want to distribute all three evenly, you go for it, okay? I adhere my calendar, I adhered my now layered pup card, and that was it, guys, because the eyelets were already in. Then it's a matter of inserting your rings, right? And then putting your months in, and then either displaying it and having it ready, or oh, and I guess I should give you the measurements on these. Again, you might have different ones. I even have some colored ones. So these are about 1.5 inches. Okay. So I think that was really good. I have smaller ones, bigger ones, but I thought this one was really nice. Again, if you're going to create more layer, maybe you need wider ones. I'm not sure. You know, you play around with what you have. But I really hope that you guys have enjoyed this super short, quick video, and that you've made one for yourselves and maybe a couple more as gifts, or even for your like your Christmas markets and stuff. You know, if you're doing any kind of a booths and whatnot, maybe a bazaar at the church, these would do amazing. Katie Sue has lots of different toppers like this, and we also carry the ones from Hunky Dory. So all of those would be amazing for this purpose. And of course, we have amazing collections, including the beautiful tailor-made collections of stamps and paper pads from our friend Lorna, whom we adore. So yes, make sure you guys please check out the online store. Hold still. I'm going to tell you some more about the gift cards and some other information. In case you are new to this channel, I will fill you in as to what we do and where to find us, okay? So here are those announcements. The first thing is, please don't forget to leave a comment. If you have enjoyed the video, we would love to hear from you, especially on the bloopers. But more importantly, we are giving away gift cards, and one of those gift cards could be yours. All you have to do is leave a comment down below and make sure that you like the video, and we would greatly appreciate, of course, a share. So share this video out. Just as a reminder, all of the items that you've seen here in this video, plus thousands more, are available from our online stores. We have two, SpectrumArtCreations.com, and also our Etsy store, same name, Spectrum Art Creations, and they both have different items, so make sure that you check out both. Also join us here for our live sales. That's right on the same YouTube channel you're now. We come live, we share product with you from around the world. You can see the product live, you can shop live right on the spot. You can also chat and join in the games and giveaways as well. Shop from the comfort of home. Again, from the best products from all around the world. We bring them directly to you, and when you are done shopping, the items will be mailed out directly to your doorstep in a matter of days. So it is all super convenient. Now, we were talking about the Facebook group. Make sure that you join our Facebook group. It is Spectrum Art Creation Friends. Don't forget the friends at the end. And also don't forget to answer the questions when requesting to join, okay? That is very important. Otherwise, the request will not be approved. And in the Facebook group, you're going to find even more challenges, even more giveaways, more games, more gift cards, and all kinds of like-minded friends in the community. And if you haven't already subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button and ring that bell so that you can be notified anytime that we go live. Because, as I mentioned, we do more tutorials, we do classes, we do craft along, we do product alerts and games and giveaways and challenges, and of course, our live sales here on YouTube. So make sure you join us for all of those reasons and so much more. I'm going to leave one video here at the end for more inspiration. Go ahead and click on that, and I will see you at that other video. Again, thanks for watching.